Mr. Stupid! Hi, everybody. Ever since the car accident, they don't trust me with children anymore. So the other day, I heard this noise. Outside my window. And I think, oh no, my cat, he's being attacked. Because I've never heard cat sucks before. So as far as I'm concerned, he's fucking dying. When in reality, that motherfucker is getting in them guts. So I just go outside my bedroom, out of the apartment. I come around the corner, and there he is, going full Caligula on the ass of a black short hair. Now, he doesn't give a shit that I'm there. I'm the fucking provider of food, and I let him keep his balls. Kind of gives you a bit of a leg up in the cat world. If you let your loved ones keep their nuts. I mean, I'm just one of those kind of owners. I let them, because I think they remember that shit. So he just sees me and just like, hey dude, how's it going? Oh, this is a neighbor bitch. And she's not having any of it. Tries to run away. And if you know how cat dicks work, they're barbed. So she ends up dragging his ass, just, get the fuck out of me! And he's just, this really hurts! Finally, she just pops off like a cat-shaped rocket, being like, ew. Disappears into the fucking woods. And there's my cat leaning up against the wall. Hold on, give me a minute, man. Just don't look at me. And I'm just staring at him like a proud father. And I pick him up, whisper in his ear, that'll do, pig. That'll do. So, we're on to that one, eh? So who here knows what a dung beetle does and why? Or what a dung beetle is and what it does and why? It's a bug, it's a beetle. Collects poop to get laid. A lot like us guys, we collect money for the same shit. So, what if, Spider-Man. What if he had been bitten by a radioactive dung beetle? I bet he would have cleaned up a lot more. Sorry, I can't afford rim shots, so you gotta get it from me. But I just know most of his days is just gonna be spent running around the city, harassing people, sticking his head underneath porta potties, being like, come on, man, just 2 more ounces and I'll leave you alone. He's collecting for his gift to Mary Jane. I see him, he rolls it up to her door. He's super excited. Oh, she's gonna love it. I've worked so hard to make this giant ball of shit just for her. And that puss. No. And she just opens the door, just tired of his, shit. Just being like, look, Peter, we've been through this. I can't see my backyard anymore. It's nothing but a glorified ball pit at this point. And that's when Peter's fucking dung man, he's just had it. He's just, you think I like doing this shit? I'm a fucking dung beetle. I know when people need to poo before they do. Which, by the way, 20 minutes. But you know the worst thing? The worst thing? That's when his phone starts ringing. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Dung man. Dung man. Dung man. Hello? Yes, Mr. Mayor, I understand. In the hallway again. Well, stop eating so much Chipotle. Sorry, MJ, but duty calls. I'm way more proud of that than I should be. You know, I'm actually excited for the Harry Potter remake. I am. Because it means that somebody will finally go into the backstory of my favorite Harry Potter character, Hagrid's dad. And for those who don't know, Hagrid is half human and half giant, which means his dad, that man, hooked up with a 25-foot tall woman and lived. He must have just been staring at the world's tallest vagina, being like, you know what? I'm gonna make that work. But I'm like, how though? How are you gonna make that happen? I have some theories. Each one is more terrible than the last. First and foremost, maybe he just dove in head first, swimming along like a salmon at the end of its life cycle. You know, oh look, there's the egg. You know how salmons work. Or maybe, little known fact, the giant vagina on the bottom of the ankle. Maybe he just latched on like a koala. Hell, and you know, cuddle. It was love at first cuddle. Or the more likely of situations, pulled out his wand, used that old enlargement charm, Ejacleosaur, gave himself a massive hog. Then he started hawking that thing around town like a Diagon Alley vendor. Giant cock, magically enhanced, taking on all challengers. That's when from behind him you just hear, I'll do it. You just see this giant Danny DeVito with tits just being like, fee, fi, fo, duck. I smell a wizard, I'd like to fuck. Man, it's probably canon. You don't know. Sure, why not? You know, that's my segue, by the way. Just so y'all are aware of, I'm about to go into a new joke. You know. The kakapo. The kakapo. Kakapo? The kakapo. Is a rare flightless bird in New Zealand, also known as the world's fattest fucking parrot. Yeah, imagine that's your life, being the world's fattest parrot. They have wings, they can fly. Their ass is just so heavy, they can't get off the ground. And when the male kakapo wants to get laid, he digs a hole. And then screams from that for 100 days straight. Fuck me! Fuck me! And when that doesn't work, he tries to have sex with a rock. And this is my impression of the kakapo on day 101. I like the way your right angles are all at the right angles. That's right, little honey. I'm about to buff this shit out. What I'm trying to say is the kakapo was my teenage spirit animal as a teenage. That's right. By the time I lost my virginity, I had dug a 30-foot hole. And probably got divorced from about 5 rocks. So who all here is familiar with the Little Mermaid? Ursula, the sea witch? She's half octopus, right? What if, what if she actually had an octopus's mouth where it should have been? That sea bitch would have had a beak. I'm talking Boba Fett being digested by the Sarlacc pit for 1,000 years. Fucking beak. Whole little, Feed me, Seymour situation going on. Probably why she got banished from parties in the first place. I was doing so good, you stupid throat. Probably why she got banished from parties in the first place. She's showing up uninvited, sliding across hors d'oeuvres like an insane Roomba with tits. Tapas? My favorite. She slides on into the punch bowl, starts marinating that shit. I'm getting hints of vanilla and a hoke and a whole lot of shellfish. Banish her ass to another fucking plane of existence. So, contrary to popular belief, I am dating. Excuse me as I tell my throat to go fuck itself. Seriously, fuck you, throat. If I could burn the throat out and still be able to fucking talk, I would love to do that right now. Trying to work here. Contrary to popular belief, I am dating a black woman from Brazil, because I like my women the way I like my Arabica mix. Black, Brazilian, and sometimes a little bitter when I hold out on the cream. So the other day, I'm just telling her jokes, just trying to make her laugh. But all she's texting me back with is KKK. So I had to ask, baby, what are you trying to say? And she goes, oh, I'm sorry, I was speaking Portuguese. Yeah, it turns out in Brazil, they don't say LOL or ha ha ha. They say KKK, which they abbreviate that as KKK. So I had to ask, baby, do you know what KKK stands for in America? And she said, no. So I, as a white man, had to explain the Ku Klux Klan to a black Brazilian woman. Here's what I went with. Okay, baby, first off, they really like dressing as spooky ghosts. And she's like, oh, like Carnival. No, not like Carnival. And then she's like, crosses. They really like wooden crosses. She goes, oh, like church. No, not like church. Finally, I just gave up. All right, baby, it's a bunch of white people that hate black people. Like your grandmother. Yes, thank you. Like my grandmother. Now I need to get real with you motherfuckers. With some cultured material. Totally cultured. Not a secret dick joke in disguise. You know, I think I figured it out. Why rappers seem so confident. Just listen to the lyrics. They're all positive affirmations. Many of which do try to disguise themselves as felony threats. But they build you up. So, yeah, turns out telling yourself, I get all the money, I get all the bitches, 3 birthday wishes, that's just great for your mental health. What I'm trying to say is rap lyrics are basically vision boards you can twerk to. I'm like, I can't. Just listen to the music. Excuse me as I rehydrate. Oh my God, this is annoying. Hope nobody is watching this shit from a fucking desert or you'd be pissed. Really? Your throat's dry? I'm out here dying and getting bitten by asps. But anyways, vision boards you can twerk to. Unfortunately, you can't just manifest with any rap lyric. I found that out the hard way. I tried to manifest with Cardi B. Now I share a bed with 3 strong black men. And I'm the little spoon. I even tried to manifest with Ludacris. Now I yell child support and area codes 512-713 and 214. And I even tried to manifest with Notorious B.I.G. Now I got diabetes. And then Diddy fucked me and had me killed to keep me quiet. I even tried to manifest with Flo Rida. Now I keep trying to eat people's faces off. And you might be wondering what's on my current vision board. Well, I've got a picture of 50 Cent. In case I get shot 9 times, I can retire. Or was it 7? Who knows? Shot a lot, make some money. And I have Eminem. Because one day, I want to be famous enough to say it too. And I think I will leave y'all with 2 more bits of material. Can't decide, do I want to go perverted or clever? Sorry about all the water noises. If my fucking throat wasn't being a damn asshole tonight, it would be a much better recording. But hey, I'm a fucking professional. So, intolerant people, they don't have a superhero. Which is why I invented Intolerant Man. You see, ladies and gentlemen, Intolerant Man has the power to fly to other countries and demand they speak English. Intolerant Man gets physically ill anytime he hears, smells, or tastes MSG. And Intolerant Man has the power to turn down ethnic music anytime Steely Dan gets interrupted. His name is Intolerant Man. He's intolerant. Don't worry, this next bit is so much cooler. And I do go kind of fast. So, this is the story of... Fuck! When Intolerant Man dies. One day, Intolerant Man sees a gay Jewish couple kissing in front of a Cracker Barrel, and he passes out from sheer outrage. Then he wakes up in the future, where everyone is ethnically ambiguous. No categories, just humans. So he panics, runs to a nearby mall, screaming, "Where are my people?" Then this mixed-race toddler looks up at him going, "Sir, have you tried ayahuasca?" He freaks out, runs to a nearby bathroom. He's staring under the sink. He's sweating, he's shaking, and looking back at him from the mirror is Kanye West. He slaps his face. It's still Kanye. He touches his hair. It's different. He opens his pants. The one-eyed purple monster! He screams to the heavens, crying out, "My white soul! It's leaving my body!" Then this mayonnaise-colored soul rises up from the chest of Intolerant Man, moaning as it ascends, as one final tragic tear rolls down its face in the shape of a Confederate flag. You see, Intolerant Man had become the one thing he hated most, being successful and black. I got one more for you. Okay. Parenting gets about 100 times more difficult the day your child discovers masturbation. That's right, folks. You are now in the ultra adult portion of my show. Strap in and strap on at home. We're going in raw. And it became 1,000,000 times more difficult when I found my parents' toys. So one day, I'm a teenager, parents are out, I break into my parents' bedroom, pretty fucking easily, by the way. I was just looking for money. But what I found was worth its weight in gold. I got into their closet, and I looked up to the top shelf, and I saw this giant paper bag full of what I was convinced was Gold bars, a pile of cash, diamonds. I didn't give a shit. I was trying to get rich quick. So I grabbed the bag and yanked on it. And raining it down upon my head was 8 1980s rubber dildos bouncing off my head. It hurt. And I picked up one of those things and looked at the back side of it and saw, oh, that's about the right size. And I used that dildo, but I used it wrong. You can use a dildo wrong if it's old enough. I realized that made it sound a little corrugated, all right? I did not fuck SpongeBob SquarePants. It was one hot dog-sized hole, right, for me. So I took that thing straight to the bathroom, used it as a fucking pocket pussy, pissed in God's face for roughly 30 seconds, and then put it right back in the bag, back on the top shelf, and thought nothing of it. Because that's the problem with teenage boys. They don't think about where the cum goes until it's time to move. And that's when Dad came home. Thank God Dad came home first. I would not want to have that conversation with Mom. Yes, Mother, it was me. I'm a little pervert. Short and stout. Here is my dick, and out came the cum. So, he has to have a conversation. As soon as he gets home, he goes straight to the bedroom, and when that smell hits his face, you know, there's not a lot of things that smell like that. So now he's got to have a conversation. Like, although I think it's kind of funny to think of it like what if he was a decanter? You know, just this definitely is not mine. Not enough pineapple. I know it's gross. Keep going with it. You're almost out of this fucking hellhole. We'll walk through it. We'll make it to the end. We'll make it to the end. So now he's got to have a conversation with his son that he doesn't want to have. Walks to my room, pokes his head around the corner, and goes, "Son?" And I'm like, "Yes, Papa." Because why not? Fuck it. I want to be British for some of my job. Whatever is the matter, Papa? And he's like, "Son, would you make a mess? Clean up after yourself." And he tries to walk away. "Whatever are those for, Papa? Papa?" And he's just, your mother, she's not into that anymore. And he fucking walks away. And you would think that would be enough to stop me from going back the very next day. Straight to their room. Mom and Dad are gone. Look at the top shelf. And I realized, oh no, they took my treasure and replaced it with a picture of a very disappointed Jesus. Thank you. That's my time, everyone.